Okay, so I have a good feeling about this one because we got, oh man, a nostalgia cover page. We have like Aoba, Legacy, Juno, Els, Bill. I don't know who that ostrich is, and Louis. Back to like their school days. So, and welcome to Beastars chapter 182. Who did you see during the sunset on the road to school that day? We'll be okay because we can always look back on those days. Oh man. Let's see. Despite being separated, they're still connected. What will Louis say at the conference? So I like how we're cutting. Finally, this would be a breath of fresh air. Don't get me wrong. The action is okay, but I don't really care for it. And I was more interested in what Louis was going to say at this press conference anyway, because it leans back to why I like Beastars, like in the first place. It's going to go to the political side of things. At this point, how can they ignore it? Like the back alley market is sectioned off by a big old wall. It's drawing everyone's attention. Eyes are on it because of how segregated it is right now from the rest of society. And I have a feeling deep down everyone knows what's back there. Everyone knows. So yeah. Alright, so let's see what's gonna happen. Legacy, I can still feel you through that leg you ate. It's my most sensitive body part. Stay alive and win, Legacy. Oh, so Louis felt those explosions too. Okay. Yeah, he's definitely feeling it. Yeah, well, what I want to say at this conference is, anyway, Legacy's not making it easy for him. There's a lot going on there. Pain is not something we can just share. Same with suffering and sorrow. Our burdens are not reduced by sharing them. Regardless, we will carry them with all our might together. President Louis, are you saying this conference is not about you succeeding as the new head of the Horns conglomerate? It is, but I'll be stating the truth regardless, frankly speaking. Huh? All of you must have tasted meat, right? Oh, excuse me? Oh, he's just going for it, isn't he? I'll be stating the truth regardless, frankly speaking. All of you must have tasted meat, right? I'm referring to all the carnivores here who have done so at the back alley market. Oh, what the... Okay, so Louis just going... Louis going in. Look how nervous he's making everyone now. Okay, that's... Huh. He's being... Okay, you know how Legacy has... Okay, you know how I say when Legacy starts acting up, it's just like, oh, that's a Legacy thing? This is definitely a Louis thing. Ooh, okay. And because I know how Louis is, as a character, he could be overly brash and bold at times. So I'm wondering if it's going to go that direction or if his speech is going to be profound. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't crash and burn, but we'll see, because it's already confrontational in nature. He's being very direct. He said he was going to be frank, so let's see how it goes. Those are two banned words for broadcasts. It's just far too taboo. Oh, so meat in back alley market? Okay. Sheesh, Louis. Why's he gotta antagonize them though? Yikes. You from the evening news with the yellow fangs. You really love horse meat with a lot of blood, don't you? Yo, he's just calling this man out. You from Sun TV who's sweating a lot. You probably ate a lot of fatty organs. What the fuck, Louis? And you from Growl News, you're wearing gloves to hide the smell from the chicken wings you ate yesterday. Bruh. This isn't... I hope... Oh my god, this is... Oh man, Louis, man. What are you doing? That's not... This is on live TV, and it's being broadcasted all over the city. Unless... I swear, if Louis is just reverting back to his old like racist tendencies, like after all this time, I just, man, he really had us in the first half. Not gonna lie, but yikes! Suddenly, the amount of taboo information is out of hand. Back alley market, eating meat, organs, chicken wing, horse meat. Why? I hope he has a way to drive home the point, because quite frankly, it's disrespectful to the carnivores, right? Like, they're all right. Meat. Okay, I see what Louis is doing here. He's doing exactly what he said he was gonna do. There's no tactness behind his words whatsoever. He's cutting straight through the BS and just he's saying what needs to be said, because all of this, all these banned words, this is what society sweeps under the rug, what they don't want to acknowledge and deal with, right? So let's see how Louis ties it together. The atmosphere in the room started to shift, but who can blame them, right? Okay, there it is. Thank you, that's what I was looking for. The headline. Change the headline. I believe herbivores and carnivores are supposed to get along with one another. We should talk to each other, laugh and cry together, because the moment the fangs emerge, we would realize that carnivores need meat. Okay, thank you. He's fine. Oh, okay. Perfect. Hopefully. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here, because Louis, this is alright, so this is going to be profound for a number of reasons. Louis is like your typical unassuming guy, right? And for him, a herbivore to be coming out and saying this in a herbivore dominated society that has systematically oppressed carnivores, that's huge in nature, right? For him to just flat out and come out and say carnivores need meat, straight up. Because think of it this way, Louis as a character understands like their differences, because I'm trying to articulate what I'm thinking better, but Louis had more meat. He has eaten more meat than most carnivores would have had in their lifetime, just because he was the boss of the Shishigumi. And he's discovered that he can't sustain himself off of meat. He gets sick, right? But carnivores, he's not built for it at all. Could he? Yes, but not for the long run, no. But carnivores, they're built for that. They need that. Sure, they've had like alternatives, but if anyone can empathize with how hungry they really are and how in their struggle to suppress like who and what they are, it would be Louis, because just how he wasn't getting the proper sustenance he needed from from just meat alone. I'm sure he realizes like it's probably the same way with carnivores on the other end of the spectrum. Sure, they have supplements and all that, to supplement their diet to make sure they are satisfied, but only for a time, right? But I hope Louis clarifies that he's not talking about, oh, they need live meat. No. Because like what we saw with Legacy, animal meat that's already like dead in the back. I hope he clarifies that. Animal meat that's already passed and dead should be okay. But, live meat, no. Because Louis can understand it from another perspective too. Actually, he's the only one who could really understand it from this perspective. It's easy to forget that Louis is a product, essentially. He was sold as livestock, right? So he gets that. So he sees the benefit of it, of letting carnivores like eat meat that's already dead, but the foul practices, because meat is banned in their society, it's led to like, the back alley markets creation, where they can get meat, and it's led to darker practices such as child trafficking. And they have like breeding facilities where to make livestock and stuff like that, where they actually sell kids to be eaten whole. That's Louis's reality, and that was the character that was the dark character that we started with at the beginning of the series. And Louis, he's much more softer now. He's much more empathetic because he sees the other side of the coin. So hopefully he clarifies and expands on that a lot more, because if you leave his words open to interpretation, I know he's not done with his speech yet, but if you leave his words open to interpretation, for it to be coming from him, it's going to incite violence and conflict. Because animal society has been sheltered from not sheltered, they've been ignoring their issues, and they've been censored for so long. I'm not sure they could just like accept what Louis is saying without there being some type of like backlash, because this is their worldview we're talking about. When someone's worldview is challenged, there's gonna be pushback, like because it's like the very fabric of their like society is crumbling before them, and that is the end of the world to some people. Right? So let's see how he continues on. So we're drama club during session. Some really bad things things you're talking about, Louis. Oh, Bill. Some really bad things you're talking about, Louis. The conference is live, With the new president of Horn's conglomerate openly saying things like that, wouldn't it become more dangerous for all herbivores? Is this okay? Even Juno's like, dude, what the heck are you doing? Bill, maybe I shouldn't go out. Oh, that's Els. Of course, you'll stay here with us. Let's gather the other herbivores too. I'm worried. Tao, let's play cards. Times like this, herbivores are both scary and reliable. I wish it was... Oh, I'm tearing up a little bit. I wish it was simply just reliable. Juno, join us. This is awesome, man. Louis, our school is fine right now. Where the heck is Pina at a time like this? He must be on a date with some girl. Oh man. I'm tearing up. This is awesome to see. Right? Because this is how animal society should be, right? Drama Club was truly special, and I wish we spent a little bit more time at school. I understand why we have to go, but it's just, this is what true integration looks like. This is what animal society should strive to be. Look at this. This is true integration with carnivores and herbivores. Look at this. Right here. Bill, maybe I shouldn't go out. There's a lot in this dynamic. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful scene when it gets animated. Like, Els is scared. She's conferring to Bill, who she trusts. A carnivore who she trusts. She's uncomfortable. And Bill, she's finding solace in the fact that she can stay with Bill and the rest of, the drama club and feel safe. Because they're not just carnivores to her. Those are her friends. Those are her people. And she trusts them, right? And Bill is more than eager to protect. He invites Els to stay with them with open arms, right? And look at Aoba. He's like, let's gather the other herbivores too. Because they know Louis is about to stir... Their old president is going to stir the goddamn pot. And they want to protect their members, right? People who they love and have respect for. They want them all in a safe space. That's really awesome to see. And look at how Kibi does it, right? This is Tao and Kibi. Mind you, Tao ripped off Kibi's arm. It was an accident, but look at the relationship. It's stronger because of it. Like, it would have been so easy for Kibi to double down and be like, carnivores are monsters and whatever. They have, their strength is like too much and they should be like restrained. That was the situation with Riz, right? What we saw simply with Tao, he was just helping him stretch and he ripped off his arm. It's so easy to forget that carnivores are walking on eggshells 24/7. It's like the Superman effect. One of my favorite episodes was like during the end of Justice League Unlimited, where Superman was about to fight Darkseid, right? And he's like, you don't get it. All my life, I've been holding myself back like I'm walking on eggshells, like everything's made out of cardboard. But here we have a rare opportunity for me to finally cut loose, right? Because you can take it, can't you, big guy, right? For Superman to find someone who he can fight without just breaking with like a punch. And that's how I feel like, that's why I felt like Legoshi was kind of addicted to battle. Because Legoshi at the start of the series was a character that's been repressed his entire life, right? But all of a sudden he can express who he is through combat, right? As a gray wolf, a part of himself that he hated, right? I feel like that's like a subtle thing that kind of like goes over your head, but when you view it from that lens, Legoshi's actions make perfect sense, especially in their animal society, which doesn't condone violence like that. So anyway, back to what I was saying about Kibi and Tao. They're friends with each other despite it all, right? Because Kibi has that understanding that he truly knows Tao didn't mean it. And if anything, I bet he appreciates the lengths that carnivores go through to keep themselves restrained enough that they won't hurt the delicate herbivores, right? And for him to just be like, Tao, let's play cards. And even look, this is coming from Kibi. He even invites Juno over there to play with them. This is what integration looks like, and I love that it's happening from Drama Club. This is maturity at its finest. Something I know for a fact that animal society on the outside is lacking, right? Because let's not forget, their school has been moving towards segregation more and more. Herbivores have their own floors, carnivores have their own floors, and they've been segregated. But Drama Club has been like the last place, the last bastion in their school, the last haven where they can just come together with the understanding of each other's differences. Because it was formed by Louis made a point to gather members that came from different life backgrounds and have different circumstances. Like, everyone is different, and they come to acknowledge those differences and still perform like for the greater whole, that was long-winded, but I just love Drama Club so much. And speaking of, where the heck is Pina? Let's see. Whoa, is that Riz? Huh. Straight to the point, eh, Louis? Well, if you aren't, the world wouldn't change much. After all this time, has Pina just been visiting Riz this entire time? That makes I don't know why I thought about that so late. I didn't even think, he's been visiting Riz. I love to see that for a number of reasons. One, Pina's been a character that I love. Pina's character, he's always been one to shake the pot, but he's always been one that's completely honest, and I feel like they would get along. It's because Pina values honesty, right? He wants people to just be who they are, right? Well, not people, animals, but you get what I'm saying. He wants animals just to be who they are and show their true selves. Riz has been nothing but forthright with Pina. Sure, he's shown him the murderous side of himself, but Riz has never hid since Pina's involvement, Riz has never hid his intent from him. But I feel like that's something that Pina appreciates, though. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, Riz just wanted a friend. He looked for it in Tim, and when he was faced with rejection, his psyche couldn't handle it, and he broke, and a tragedy ended up happening. But here Pina is, coming to him of his own volition, and look at that. That's friendship right there. He's offering friendship, which is what Riz really needed to heal. I love to see it. And man, this is just the power of drama club. This is what true integration looks like. Sure, Pina may not condone what he did or what he was trying to do, but he understands it, and he's willing to meet Riz where he's at, right? So I love to see it. They're willing to just compromise and meet each other where they're at and grow with each other. That's awesome. I love drama club. I really do. I love this chapter so far. Holy shit. So, Pina, do you have any club activities today? Did you tell anyone? Riz lost weight during his time in juvie. Aww. Man, I don't know. There's something so wholesome about seeing Riz just cook for his roommates. It's nostalgic for me, to be honest. I remember I made burger nights, and I just made a ton of burgers for my roommates. Just, burger night was so fun. But, let's see. Nope, no one. Surely they'll be surprised to learn that you're the only one who visits me twice a month. Oh, really? So he does come visit them frequently. I'm just sucking up to you so that you won't eat me when you get out of juvie. Anyways, do you think I need a fur cut? It's starting to annoy me. I think long fur suits you. Then I'll keep it long. What happened to the girl you talked about last time? We had a date just last week, but broke up 2 days ago. Really? Just get out of here already. I know it's standard procedure, but I don't want my first male friend wearing a muzzle all the time like this. Aw, see, even Pina wants him to get out too. Yeah. Wait. My first male friend? What about Legacy? Damn, like that, Pina? Okay. But look at that. My first male friend. He's giving him the acknowledgement that he wants. Right? This chapter, man. It's just hitting the feels. That makes me so happy for Riz. Because even though he was the villain of the Murder Solution. Wait, we're in the Revenge of the Love Failures arc right now, so. Yeah, even though he's the quote-unquote villain of the Murder Solution arc, you get where he's coming from because you got to see his side of things, his perspective. Riz was pretty much a product of his environment, don't forget, because he was on what was it called? It was those pills that pretty much stop him from gaining muscle mass, but they're strength inhibitors, right? So they pretty much, the side effects, headaches, severe, like, head-splitting headaches. I've had a few headaches or migraines in my life, but when I did get them, they were excruciating. Now imagine to have to deal with that on a day-to-day basis, right? And finding your only solace is socialization and talking with the herbivore, the only thing that brought you comfort, right? And you develop a bond with someone. And then you find out how that bond can easily be broken when you reveal to them your true self and they flat out reject you because you're scary, right? Because of something superficial, right? I've talked about that before, but Riz is very much a product of his environment. It's animal society's fault Riz turned out that way. It wasn't all of Riz's fault. And mind you, herbivores, and this only drives home the point of how oblivious the herbivores are to like the lengths that carnivores go to appease them, to where they can't be their natural self. They can't even be their natural selves without facing discrimination. Sure, you get the practical side of it, like, oh yeah, we can't have bears getting too big because of their strength and all that. So we're just going to make them take pills. Damn the side effects. It makes us feel better. That's messed up, right? And it's so standard for them. And keep in mind, Tim had no idea. Tim didn't know. Like, it was a perfect example. Like, when Riz finally told Tim that, oh yeah, I was taking I have to take not pain supplements, strength inhibitors, because of this reason. Tim had no idea. And Riz was like, yeah, it's a well-kept secret. Not everyone knows about it. you would think that'd be something that's taught in their schools, right? Like about, just to open up, be like, oh yeah, we take inhibitors because we get too big and we get too strong. That's not talked about. Herbivores don't know, which only drives home the point of how they're so sheltered in their society and catered to, right? It's hard for them to which makes it hard for them to empathize with their carnivore counterparts, right? And it was very telling how when Riz stopped taking his inhibitors and finally showed off, like, how he is when he's not on the pills, and Tim got to see, him with full, he's bigger and more rounded because he had more muscle mass, and Tim got scared because of it. It elicited a fear response from Tim, and he ran. So, yeah, man, there's just so much. Anyway, I have a lot of love for Riz as a character because he added so much to the story ideologically and politically. Like, it was peak Beastars, like the Riz chapters. And I miss it though, and I like that we're seeing this again, and that this is coming from Pina. That's awesome, man. And look how happy that makes Riz right here. Pina, thank you. Thank you, Pina. That means the world to him. After all he's done. Man, that's awesome, isn't it? After all you've done, just when things seem like they're going to be their darkest and your life is over, you always get that, like, there's always a light, right? And right now Pina is Riz's light when he needed it, when he really needed it the most, because Riz suffered from loneliness. That was the source of Riz's pain, not being understood, right? Having to constantly hide himself. He said it before, like he constantly put on a facade and a persona of just being this aloof honey loving bear, where in reality he was suffering from loneliness. I'm happy for Riz and Pina, I really am. And then we cut back here. Yeah, this is exactly it. Integration at its finest. Friendship. This is what understanding looks like. Carnivore and herbivore. And mind you, there are more carnivores in this room than herbivores, and they feel completely safe. They understand. And even I forgot, it was this leopard and the sheep. It was during that chapter where they went out and they got to understand each other a little bit, like, and the problems they face. Even, it was like their girls' day out, them just hanging out. It was during the Beast Book chapter. That's their friendship that they formed, and they're even still talking to each other too, because they have that common ground with each other now, because they took the time to actually get to know each other and the problems that they face. That's individual, that's unique to them. And Pina's leaving now, but he'll be back, and Riz knows it. I love this. Beastars, man, hitting you with the feels. Oh, what the okay, hold on, what happened? Here's that whiplash that's happening again. Okay, so what's going on here? We have Gosha and Yafia. If you want meat that badly, just stay in the back alley market. Shut up, you small fry herbivore. You criminal. Say no to meat eating. I won't allow it. Carnivores need meat my ass. What kind of conference is this? Are they rioting because of Louis? They are. Okay, so here's another thing. I was scared this might happen, so okay, so Louis mature enough to just understand what needs to be said and saying it, because their society has been ignoring it and sweeping it under the rug for so long. But at the same time, there's something I had to learn. Your words matter. And he's immature to to put things. He didn't sugarcoat it or anything, which is, you could view it as brave and bold, but at the same time, how you say things matter. He did it in an antagonistic way at first. He called out every carnivore that was at that conference, exposing them for what they had done the day before, the day of, eating meat, right? And I felt like that, he put everyone in the spotlight then and there. But the same way, he didn't put it in a way where it was like, how do I describe it? He didn't put it in a way where it was very, okay, how about this? He just showed he was very immature in the way he delivered his message. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, right? It was very blunt and provocative, and that's why they're rioting right now. And Louis needs to clarify a lot, because if you leave things open to interpretation like that, chaos is gonna happen, and that's exactly what you're seeing right now. So Louis' message, it's muddied right now, and that's why people are fighting. It's divisive, right? But yeah, Louis didn't execute his speech in a mature enough manner for people to understand without inciting violence or rage. Well, they're gonna get mad. I mean, outrage like this, to where it extends, physically through violence. So, yeah. And plus, the concern the reporters were showing was hilarious, but at the same time, they were super uncomfortable, right? And that's just the reporters that were there. Now imagine the entire city being woken up by this. It's been a long time coming. We're just seeing the spillover that people have already known in the back of their head, right? They're just being forced to acknowledge it, because Louis just yeah, there's a problem, and I'm done catering to y'all's bullshit, so look at it and acknowledge it and fix it right now. That's pretty much how Louis is. And that's, come to think of it, that's very in line with Louis' character, right? But I love Drama Club. You see the immaturity of their society right now, because people are fighting in the street. But in Drama Club, people were maintaining their tact, right? They're just playing cards, and they're showing their maturity because they've grown together, right? Whereas Animal Society on the outside, they're the real children being sheltered the entire time with the government that pretty much caters to the herbivores, right? And it's so easy to forget that carnivores in this society are oppressed or repressed, whichever one, right? They want people to stay in their own lanes. Let's keep things let's keep the status quo. Oh, your same species marriage? Wonderful. Here, have a stipend from the government, which encourages them to keep doing it, right? What else is there? There's also the social approval as well. There's just so much that just goes into it. And I feel like something that should be addressed, when I say integrate, that's, I don't know. The freaking Drama Club is a good melting pot experiment as well, where you get people from different backgrounds, both carnivore and herbivores, that bring something different to the table. And, they find a way to accept each other's, they acknowledge each other, and they respect each other, and they keep it pushing, and they work together, right? That's true integration right there. They're able to empathize and, get in each other's shoes, right? Put themselves in each other's shoes, which is what Legacy's been doing this entire time. He's the philosophy of Drama Club, defined, right? He's going out and living his life and doing that, right? That's integration. Whereas Animal Society, they just have been tolerating each other. It's integration versus toleration, right? And this is what happens when they won't tolerate each other. and they may not even understand why completely. It's because they haven't gotten to know each other. These are all strangers, right? And I'm pretty sure each of them, the carnivores fighting with the herbivores fighting with the carnivores, they've remained blissfully ignorant, willfully ignorant to carnivores and their struggles. Why would they even try to empathize, right? That's not encouraged in their society. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen now with Yafia and Gosha, because Yafia's the Beastar here. So what is he gonna do about all of this? His job was to keep them safe, right? And it's funny, you have things are more tame on the other side of the wall, right? Whereas things are, inside of the back alley market, whereas things on the outside more chaotic than it is on the inside in there. Because at least in the back alley market, they acknowledge each other for what they are, whereas society on the outside over here, they do not. And it's so strange. They're divided. This is man, there's just so much to unpack in this chapter, but for the sake of time, we're gonna keep pushing. What the people were fighting in the main street? What's with this riot? The grown-ups will always find a reason to fight, and my job is to calm them down. In this fierce riot, what will Yafia do? Continue next week. Okay, so Yafia's gonna do Beastar things. I wonder if he's gonna just tranquilize everyone in the crowd. Imagine just him pulling out a rifle and just, zap, zap. But I don't think that's gonna. I don't know what he's gonna do. How's he gonna calm that crowd down? Because Yafia's already always operated in the shadows, right? As a crime fighter, as a vigilante. And not everyone knows what the Beastar even looks like. He's more of an urban legend, a myth. So this is going to be interesting, him being in the limelight, because he's not a public figure at all. But, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, this has been chapter 182. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about this chapter. It's been awesome to see. Hopefully we get more clarification on the other side of Louis' argument. So I'll see you there in 183. Bye now.